Hello everyone, welcome to the SBI Securities Weekly Wrap podcast. Now let's see how the market have done in the week gone by. Indian benchmark indices ended a week lower at 0.5% negative on a week-on-week basis on the back of weak global cues and rising geopolitical tension again in the Middle East. The Nifty 50 crossed 25,000 milestone this week before correcting to end lower at 24,718. Broader market are resilient with BSE mid-cap and small-cap indices ending at 0.1% negative and 0.6% positive on a week-on-week basis. Sectorally, the BSE Power Index was the biggest outperformer following the good result from NTPC and Torrent Power. The Realty, IT, Auto, FMCG were the laggards this week. The BSE Auto Index took a beating on Friday post the disappointing monthly auto sales number for the month of July 24. For the week, FII were the net seller to the tune of 2,226 crore, while DII were the net buyers to the tune of 14,260 crore. The progress of the monsoon has been satisfactory, with all India surplus at 3% currently. Southern Peninsula and Central India have witnessed good rainfall and is likely to boost agricultural output in this region. Globally, the US market were under pressure following disappointing earnings from the tech heavyweights. The US manufacturing sector contracted the fourth consecutive month in July as high interest rate in the US continued to weaken demand for the new orders. The weekly jobless claim released on Thursday rose to 2.49 lakhs versus the expectation of 2.35 lakhs, indicating a persistent weakness in the US economy. The US Fed in its FOMC meeting kept the benchmark interest rate unchanged while signaling a positive start to the rate cutting cycle in the US from September policy. Elsewhere, the Bank of England cut interest rate by 25 basis points, while Bank of Japan signaled a hawkish stance, raising rates by 25 basis points, which triggered a sharp correction in the Japanese and other Asian equity market. Now let's look at the sectoral gainers and losers of BSE. The BSE Power was the highest gainer at 4.1%, followed by BSE Healthcare at 1.6%, BSE Oil at 1.4%, BSE PSU at 0.6%. While BSE Realty was the highest loser at 3.7% negative, followed by BSE IT at 2.9% negative, followed by BSE Auto at 2.2% negative. Now let's look at the weekly gainers and losers of Nifty. The gainers are NTPC, BPCL, Asian Paints, Divi's Lab and Power Grid, while the losers are Eicher Motors, LTI Mindtree, M&M Grasim and Wipro. Now let's check out the key monitorables. FII were the net seller to the tune of 2,226 crore, while DII were the net buyers to the tune of 14,260 crore. Brent crude closed in at $79.5 per barrel, losing 2% in this week. Now let's look at the economic data. Indian July manufacturing PMI stood at 58.1% versus a 58.3% in June. The index has been above the 50 mark since July 21, signaling an expansion. India's June core sector growth was also out. It has down to 4% in the month of June versus 6.3% in the month of May. The data hit its 20-month low due to slowdown in activities in sectors like electricity, steel and natural gas. Now let's look at the corporate developments. UltraTech, it has approved the acquisition of its additional 32.72 stakes in India Cement at offer price of 390 per share. Then, it has received an order from Damodar Valley Corporation worth rupees 10,000 crore for setting up two 800 megawatt thermal power station at Koderma, Jharkhand. This remained positive for the company. Right. It has signaled a collaboration with NHI for comprehensive consultancy service. This remained positive for the company. Vedanta, it has received a green signal from the exchange NSE BSE to split into 6 independent listed companies. This remained neutral for the company. Nestle India has subscribed to 49% stake in the JV with Dr. Reddy for a consideration of 706 crore and also sold its existing medical nutrition and nutraceutical business to the JV company for 219 crore. This remained positive for the company. Now let's look at the key order flows during the week. L&T has received an order size of 2,500 to 5,000 crore. During the week, NBCC has received two orders of 411 and 434 crore. During the week, and ITD Cementation has received an order of rupees 1,237 crore during the week. Now let's look at the monsoon update. The Southern Peninsula has received an excess rainfall of 27%, Central India at 17%, Northwest India at -13%, East and Northeast India at -18%, and on an all-India basis, it has received a surplus of 3%. Now let's look at the key events that are due next week. Stock-specific action is expected to continue next week, which will be dominant by the second half of the 1Q FY25 earnings season. Rate-sensitive sectors such as bank, NBFC, real estate, auto, infrastructure will also remain in focus next week, with RBI MBC set to announce its interest rate decision on 8th August. The market will closely track the RBI governor's comment on inflation and future policy action. The action in the primary market is also picking up pace, with string of IPOs being launched to raise funds from the market and provide an exit to investors. For key corporate action in the next week, kindly refer to our weekly wrap report. The link to view the report is shared in the description box below. This is all about the weekly market podcast. Thank you for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.